Rob Kendall, along with Tyler Bless, the head coach of the Plainfield Quakers. Coach, big win on Friday. How's it going?
Doing well. Yeah, extremely happy for our kids, and that's one that we've been looking forward to getting from those guys. They've had our number the last couple of years, so to win at home and win on our last regular season home games is a big deal for us. So very happy for our kids and very proud of them, and looking forward to competing for a mid-state conference championship this Friday.
We'll have some breaking news for you. Are you ready for this breaking news?
Let's go.
We threw some touchdowns on Friday.
We did. How about that? Finally, we threw
Uh,
two.
yes, you had so much fun with the first one, you did another.
Yeah, yeah. The first one was a nice kind of a 2-minute drill. We had planned some empty formations all week long, kind of practice some of that. We gave Bryce some 5-6 man protections. I thought the one before his touchdown to Ethan, he threw a hitch route to Ryan Garver, kind of got us some positive yards. Ryan was able to get out of bounds. I think we scored on third down, but that was a nice little corner route to Ethan that those two have been able to do that in practice. So it was nice to see that pay off on a Friday night, and obviously right before the half. I thought that was a super important drive to get points. If it didn't get a touchdown, we were going to kick the field goal and try to, extend our lead going into halftime, knowing that we're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So extremely happy for our offense to, have that. And then the second one was one of those plays where we've been practicing a couple weeks, and it's a little kind of a quick screen to our boundary receiver. This one was to Ryan Garver. And then he laterals it to our offensive guard, Tommy Spilker, who took a nice little hit to get into the end zone, but secured the ball and got in. So that was a big deal for those guys. Happy for them. And our run game was still effective. I think both Luke and Weston had 18 carries apiece. They both were over 100 yards, so very balanced on that end. Bryce was 4 of 8 on passing. With 2 touchdowns. So very pleased with our offense. And that's a very long answer to your question.
Oh, that's good. It's your show. You can answer as long as you want. That's why your name's on the billboard. Um, how much of that the passing touchdowns, passing attack, for lack of a better term, on Friday was, hey, it just fit the game we were playing, and how much of it was, hey, look, we're sectionals right around the corner. We got to be able to show some different stuff as we get into the second season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a point of emphasis. I think our offensive guys have really understood how what our mindset needs to be and where our mentality needs to be, and that's running the football. And I think we've all gotten on board with that and understand that. And our receivers have done a good job of not being selfish, and they've improved their perimeter blocking drastically from last year. When the ball is in the air, they're trying to make a play on it. So I think going into last week, I was probably a little bit more of, hey, we don't need to throw it all over the place, but we need to be able to at least get into some formations where it's been a heavy run formation for us, whether it's quick game or whether it's play action. Obviously the empty stuff was new, but that's not for our guys, that's not anything that is a huge drastic plan. It's just kind of a different formation for us. So point of emphasis for sure, and also just to continue to get our quarterback to feel comfortable back there when the passes do present themselves. So by no means finished product, but we're trending in the right direction and giving ourselves a chance to be maybe as balanced as a team that runs the ball 80% can be.
Let's talk about 32 unanswered points, because obviously you guys are down 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. This seems like several times this year now where either you guys have been down or it's been a tie ball game, and then you guys are able to kind of put it together in bunches. Talk about, as you head into that second season, how that ability to come back really benefits the program.
Yeah, you broke up right there, but I think one of your questions was, our defense. They won the toss. They obviously took the ball. That's a very unique offense. It has been for the time that Coach Fisher has been there. I thought our defense played well that first drive, other than not getting off the field on third down. I mean, there was two critical times where we jumped off sides and allowed them to just have a free first down. So that's probably more frustrating than anything. But then really after that first drive, I think our defensive line kind of settled in on where we needed to fit. I think our inside linebackers kind of, again, settled in the game on really kind of getting the read keys. I don't think I'd have to go back and look at it all, but I don't think they ever really had probably a 5+ gain on their jet stuff all night long, and that's a tribute to Ty White, to Tyler Simic, to Brady Sabans, to Carson Cole, all those outside linebackers and DBs that, that was their job for the week. Their job wasn't to try to, stop power. That's what the inside linebackers' jobs was for. So I think after that first series, we really kind of went to the sidelines. We kind of settled in. We were fortunate enough to go on a nice drive on offense to kind of take some time. That first quarter went by in about 14 minutes in real time. But after that, we were able to really just kind of play our style of football and get them into some situations where they probably don't want to be, second and long, second and 15, third and long, and we were able to get them off the field.
Yeah, it's got to be a great thing for you as a coach to know everybody did their jobs this week, right? You guys put out the game plan, and then the kids got to enact the game plan. And this Friday, especially defensively, man, I'll tell you what, everybody did their part.
Yeah, and I think, probably in my opinion and some of our coaches' opinions, I think the biggest play of the night that really kind of swung momentum to our side was in that second quarter. They pass it to their tight end. He gets some positive yards. Alex Holtzclaw comes from behind and just gets a great punch on the ball. It pops out. Jack Aldridge recovers. We were able to go on a drive. We didn't end in points. We turned it over on downs, but we were able to kind of chew some clock, get our defense to rest. Then their offense came back out, got a 3-and-out, and then that's when we went on our 2-minute drive right before half. So I think that's not as close to complimentary football as we wanted because we didn't turn in the points, but for them to turn it over and for us to get that possession, I think was pivotal in the game of momentum for both sides of the field.
How much did it mean to beat these guys? I mean, wins are wins, right? But it's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. It's the first time since 2017. They've had our number the last 10+ games. They're 9-1 versus us, so I think that was in our kids' mind. It was on the whiteboard that one of our players put up there, and I left it up there because those are facts, and we try to present facts to our kids because we don't want to, we're not going to lie to them, but we don't want to build it up for it to be something that's not. But they've had our number the last couple of years, and they've done a great job. And Coach Fisher's a heck of a coach, but I felt like it was our time for us to kind of, turn the tide and for us to get one of these. So. I'm happy for our kids because of the work that they're putting in and the results that they're getting on Friday night is showing off. So very proud of them for how they handled the week. Because of it was fall break. We challenged them to, enjoy the time off from school. But, when it was time to come to the football building at 3, we really needed them to be locked in and laser focused. And they were. And we had a great week of practice. And I think it showed on Friday night with a great win.
Let's thank our sponsors that make Plainfield football possible all year long. They include Remax Centerstone, Julia Burbridge, Ganell Financial, Crone Family Construction, My IT Indy, Ryan Grimes, I-70 Record Service and Garage, BGW Construction LLC, Legacy Motorsports, Crestpoint Real Estate, Chris Pearson, Sell with Jones, the Stewart Home Group, and Ellis and Associates. All right, Coach. So we are to our final regular season game. We're on the road at Martinsville. A lot on the line Friday night.
Yeah. Obviously this is for the conference championship. It's when we win, we share it with Martinsville and Decatur. If we were to, stub our toe, then Martinsville is going to win it outright. So they're undefeated. They're 8-0. They've got a really good team. Coach Duggar does a phenomenal job of getting his kids to play extremely hard. They've got a really good quarterback. They've got some really good receivers. They're balanced enough to be able to still run the ball effectively. And they fly around on defense, and they're very aggressive with their D-line and their linebackers, and they're going to show us multiple fronts and coverages. So really looking forward to it. I kind of enjoy going down there later in the season just because of, it's not a terrible road trip for us. But, Should be a great night for football in terms of weather-wise. We don't have to worry about any, rain or storms like that. So it will have to have another week of practice where, we have to be attention to detail and do the right things when we need to, and be ready to go for a very physical game on Friday night.
Obviously, when you look at this game, there's so much riding on the line, potentially the conference championship. What is the week of practice like? I mean, do you have to? I mean, it's 2024. Do you still do the speech like, "Hey, win one for the Gipper. You guys can do like what?" I mean, look, I'm so old, it's ridiculous. But like, what does it look like from a coaching perspective, getting these guys ready for a really big game?
Yeah, and I think some of it, and this is a tribute to our seniors. I mean, a lot of it's senior led and player led on like, hey, this is where we're at. This is where we wanted to be. This is the reason why we had preseason meetings and goals of what we wanted the season to be like, and we've got all those goals are right in front of us. So I don't think we have to change anything in terms of what we do practice wise. It's going into week 9, so kind of practices what it is. You've got to do the certain periods. You've got to, hit offense, defense, and special teams. We might do some things different in terms of how we approach those things, but I don't think we need to make it, a bigger, I don't know, not deal or issue than it is. I think our players will be ready. Our senior captains and players will be able to present it in a way of like, hey, this is what's on the line. This is what we need to do, and we need to just have another great week of practice and go out on Friday night and execute to go 1-0.
All right. As we always do, let's wrap up our show talking about somebody or someone's plural behind the scenes that make Plainfield football what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of just mentioned it, but I really think this should go to our seniors and to our captains. Beating Whiteland for the first time in a long time hasn't happened for these guys in a varsity setting in their 4 years. For them to do that at home is nice and kind of a cherry on top, but also just how they have led this team in a positive way, and how you can see it and you can feel it in practices and you can watch it in games on the sidelines when one guy makes a play. Other people are genuinely happy and for that person. So feel like that's a big tribute to our seniors that have completely bought into my vision, to our coaching staff's vision, and they're executing at a high level. And we're fortunate enough to win some games right now where people probably didn't think we would be in this position, but that's their opinion, and here we are getting ready to compete for a championship for the first time since 2010.
All right, so we'll obviously recap this for this coming Friday night on Monday, and then we'll have a sectional preview, for lack of a better term. I know you don't want to look ahead, but how does this work for you? Are you just like, somebody tell me who we drew, I sit and listen to the whole thing? What is it like for you guys?
The sectional draws tonight. I think it starts at 6 o'clock. It's live streamed through the IHSA TV network. I'll have it on. I'll watch it. I'm interested to see who we get. It's between us, Whiteland, Decatur, and Anderson. So, kind of have some worst case scenarios in your head, have some best case scenarios in your head, and at the end of the day, it's not really up to you. You kind of get what you get, and sometimes you get good draws, sometimes you get okay draws, and sometimes you just get really kind of crappy draws. So, whatever happens, honestly, it's out of our control. We'll be able to adjust and modify and do whatever we need to do, but we'll talk about it probably tomorrow in our meeting, and then put it on the back burner and get ready for a very important week versus Martinsville.
All right, Coach, good luck on Friday. We'll look forward to talking to you next Monday, and let's get a big win.
All right. Thank you, Rob.